Hello, everyone. I'm Sheila Berry Oliver. I'm the immediate past president of BPW Florida and also the program committee chair for BPW Florida. For those who don't know what BPW is, Business and Professional Women was founded in 1916, and our mission is achieving equity for working women through advocacy, education, and networks. Um, One of the ways we do that is to host webinars or workshops such as this one. Um, we have frequently surveyed our members to find out what topics they would particularly like to hear. And this one came out of both surveys that we've done, but also personal information about this particular presenter. Um, Michelle Phillips, as you read in the information that you were sent when you registered, has been behind the camera, in front of the camera, and now advising those who wish to be successful through media in terms of enhancing their business. And I told her that I would tell everybody, just to be totally above board, that Michelle is my stepdaughter through marriage. And so I'm delighted to introduce Michelle Phillips.
Oh, well, thank you for having me, Sheila. I got little goosebumps when you introduced me. I am so grateful to be here tonight, and I am just going to let you all know that I have created a 30-minute presentation for you, and I have it pre-recorded because I'm a digital creator. So I create content, and I am very passionate about sharing what I do, but I also love to share snippets of information from other people who are industry leaders in this area, as well as different videos that I've created that will help you understand what I do and hopefully give you some very, very useful insight on how you can amplify your business's visibility, how you can create a deeper connection with an audience and bring to you new clients, as well as monetize those clients. So I'm going to get started with the video, but please put your questions in the chat, because as soon as it's over, I am going to be here with you the whole time, and I'm going to answer any questions you have and also give you a link at the end to where you can book a free 30-minute consultation with me should you have any questions, or if you want me to take a look at your business and what you do and see if there's any way I can advise you or help you in any way. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and get this started. Welcome to the Media Magnet Masterclass. I am so thrilled that you're here, because what you are about to dive into can completely transform the way you grow your business and amplify your impact. I could teach this masterclass by simply talking and showing you slides, but let's be honest, how many of us start to tune out after a few minutes of looking at a screen filled with text? Studies show that 80% of people prefer to watch a video over reading a bunch of copy. Why? Because we're a fast-paced society that craves engagement, inspiration, and information presented in a way that not only educates, but entertains. So today I'm going to edutain you. I'll be incorporating video clips from my TV appearances, podcast episodes, and digital media content to keep this session dynamic. I want to keep it relatable and, most importantly, impactful. My goal is not only to teach you, but to inspire you and to show you what's possible when you combine the right strategy with compelling content and with the right tools. Mainstream media is still the #1 platform for growing your business and establishing yourself as a leader in your field. Let me share something that may surprise you. A recent study from the Content Marketing Institute found that experts and businesses who strategically combined media appearances with digital content creation see a 287% increase in lead quality and a 143% boost in conversion rates. That's huge. But here's the kicker. Only 2% of entrepreneurs are effectively leveraging this combination. Yep. Well, if you follow what I'm about to teach you, you are about to become that top 2%. Today, I'm going to show you how to position yourself, how to leverage the media, and how to create content that turns visibility into measurable results. So, who is this workshop for? Any business out there is perfect for media exposure and to go through this process that I share with my clients. I've worked with global brands, both lifestyle and beauty, of course, because of my background, that want the media exposure. I've worked with Amazon, I've worked with Whole Foods, I've worked with L'Oreal, Procter & Gamble, but I've also worked with country club owners to really get the word out on who they are. And so I was like, well, let's interview your golf pros. It was so impactful with bringing in new clientele because they got to know the credibility of the golf pros at their golf course. All of these things bring attention to what you're doing. I help doctors, I help Medi-Spa owners. I've also worked extensively with a company that sold medical devices to nursing homes to help the elderly. The list is endless. I've helped authors, I've helped coaches, speakers. There's just been so many people that have benefited from the program that I teach.
I'm Dr. Cesar Lara, and I am a board-certified family physician. Working with Michelle has been an amazing experience for me. She's extremely knowledgeable of all these little facets of what things work, what things don't work, what people are looking for, and more importantly, she gets me, which is a big part in working with someone. With Michelle, all of these just flows because she has the gift of being able to connect with her clients like myself and be able to see what it is that they need and be able to help us put those pieces together. It is not easy because I've tried it with many different facets in the 30 years of experience of being in the field as a medical doctor. And I can truly tell you from my heart that Michelle has been one of the biggest gifts that has come into my life to help me bring my message out into the world. And she's not only there to do that, but she's there to help me facilitate. So thank you so much, Michelle. And anybody that would work with you would be gifted from above for sure.
Dr. Cesar Lara, a board-certified physician who has 2 weight loss practices and a healing center, focuses on regenerative medicine. He reached out to me to help him fine-tune his messaging, create compelling content for social media platforms, pitch the media, and create nurturing email campaigns and funnel systems that actually convert. In addition to that, I also helped him create online webinars. When I first started, I was just like many of you, trying to stand out in a crowded market, build credibility, and connect with the right clients. Here's a quick look at my background and my story. My journey began as a makeup artist for the television, film, and publication industries, but little did I know that this was just the beginning of my own transformation. I worked with top TV networks, I worked on sets of major motion pictures, and I was enjoying being behind the scenes, helping my clients look and feel their best and most confident before they stepped out in front of the camera. Little did I know that everything was going to change when I was working at a CBS TV station and was asked to step out in front of the camera and share my beauty and style advice. It was incredible. My visibility skyrocketed and I landed national TV opportunities. I had major brands that wanted to work with me. I got a book deal, a radio show, lots of speaking engagements. Just put it this way, my brand flourished. I became a leading authority in my industry. So I've now been on TV for over 15 years. This experience has transformed my life because it has allowed me to share my message with people worldwide. I've helped them build their self-confidence, create fulfilling lives, and go for their dreams no matter what fears or obstacles come their way. My success didn't come from having millions of viewers or an unlimited budget. It came from implementing a proven system, the same system I'm going to share with you today. And what's more, I've learned that the media is the real game changer. Unlike social media posts that disappear in hours and you're just spraying and praying and hope something sticks, media features like TV segments, podcasts, and published articles are evergreen, and they build credibility. They reach untapped audiences and create organic growth without relying on algorithms or ad budgets. So let me break this down in a way that everyone can relate to. Digital marketing, I think, is a lot like dating. And here's how. Who are you equals your brand message. Your brand message is how you introduce yourself. Your message needs to be clear, compelling, and authentic to attract the right people. The law of attraction equals attracting media and clients. When we're single, we want to grab the attention of someone we're interested in, right? Well, if your content doesn't stand out, people will scroll right past you. And then I kind of liken the first date to your first media appearance. This is your chance to make a great impression. It's not about closing the deal immediately. It's about building trust and creating a connection. And then there's the relationship, which equals turning visibility into growth. Just like dating, building a relationship with your audience takes consistency. It takes trust and effort. And when done right, it leads you to loyal clients and lasting success. If you're not building trust and creating meaningful connections, your audience will look elsewhere. But don't worry, I'm going to show you how to fix that. That's where the media magnet formula comes in. And here's how it works. Message. Craft a message that grabs attention and resonates with your audience. Number 2, media. Learn the exact steps to be featured in the media, whether that be on TV. Maybe it's contributing to major publications, or maybe it's being a guest on a podcast, even if you're starting from scratch. Next, most importantly, monetize. Turn your newfound visibility into a steady stream of clients. This isn't just about grinding out endless content or hoping for a lucky break. It's a proven system that will work for entrepreneurs, business owners, and brands in any niche. Okay, so let's get to secret number 1. Here's what I've learned over the past 2 decades. It's not about how beautiful your website is, how big your following is, or how perfectly curated your social media grid looks. It's about something deeper. Something more powerful. It's about connection. It's about authenticity. It's about the story that only you can tell. Storytelling is at the core of everything I do. I feel like I'm going to cry because storytelling is sharing your authentic brand message. And brand could be a person, it could be a service, it could be a product. What is it that made you want to start your business? What drives you? What's your passion? Who is involved in what you do? What is the story behind your product? I appear on HSN quite often, and I feel as if the fact that I get 20 minutes to share a brand story is why brands are so successful on shopping television. You get time to tell the story of who you are and how it works and how it can help you. And if you think about just watching TV with, let's just say, the Olympics. So we can watch the Olympics and they're all amazing athletes. But when they tell the story of someone like Simone Biles, who went through such difficult, mental and physical challenges during the last Olympics, and then they start building the story of how she's overcome those challenges, and now she's at the Olympics again, and is she gonna do it? And think about how those stories make us just glued to the television or social media or whatever we're watching. We connect to that person, we connect to that brand, whatever that is. And so storytelling is something that should be right there when you open your website. It should be on your social. It should be in your blogs, in your emails that you're sharing with your clients. People don't want to be sold and pitched all the time. People want to know what you're about because they'll buy your product or service over anyone else's if they connect with you. It makes a huge difference. In a world where it feels like everyone is screaming for attention, what will make you stand out? Your brand story is your greatest asset. It's the one thing that no one else can copy. So what's your brand story? What's that unique spark, that special sauce that sets your brand apart? Ben Italis, a professional videographer and TV producer with over 30 years experience creating content that captivates audiences, both on TV and in the digital space. We've worked together for many years, helping businesses, brands, and entrepreneurs create impactful content that drives results. Here's a recent conversation that we had that I think you might find quite interesting.
What do you
Right.
need to do to share with the world what you're offering and reach that potential client, that customer that identifies with your brand? Investing in yourself, investing in your business, creating better content for the channels in which people consume that's the new storefront. That's the new sign out by the road. People spend 10 grand on a sign to lead maybe 20 cars to their business.
Right.
But they don't want to spend $10,000 or even less, considerably less, on content that could potentially bring hundreds of thousands of eyeballs to what they're offering. You're offering that take-home advice, right?
What are your clients' pain points? What are the things that they're struggling with? And let's speak to the solutions of those pain points. And that's what's going to draw your client to you. People aren't just looking for more information. They want connection. They want to trust you. They want to feel like they know you before they make that decision to work with you. And that's what content does. It opens doors to a relationship. Now let's talk about secret number 2. Let's talk about why media attention is powerful. It gives you instant credibility. When people see you on TV or featured in a top publication, they automatically see you as an expert.
But I'm excited. We've got a treat here. Michelle Phillips is back. And I'll tell you, Michelle's one of those guests that was on, for the past few years, of course, virtually, but then also in studio. And after the show would be done taping, I think, Michelle, you stuck around for like a good hour afterwards because we were always talking. We always enjoyed your company. I mean, not only are you an expert in beauty, which, believe me, I've asked her some of the goofiest questions, I'm sure, but you also talk about self-confidence. You've got a podcast. I mean, we may not have been in studio, but that has not kept you down. You have been incredibly busy.
Yeah. When people see you on TV, it's like an instant credibility boost. You're no longer just another business. You're a recognized expert, someone who stands out above the competition. 80% of people trust who they see on TV over who they see on social media. And you sit there and you think, well, does anybody watch TV anymore? Absolutely, they do. Now, let me introduce you to Brian Wexler, Senior Vice President of a nonprofit research company serving America's broadcast television industry. With over 25 years in working in the media, Brian provides TV stations and their clients a unique perspective on the marketing trends business owners face today.
I have access to the research and the real-time information from the ComScores and the Nielsen's of the world that tell me exactly what your customers do, so I don't have to guess. One of the things I love about my job is I get to tell business owners exactly what the answers to the questions are that are keeping them up at night. Now, whether they do something with it is up to them.
When you said that viewers trust who they see on TV over and above who they see on social. A lot of people think that they don't watch television, but people are watching and they are trusting who they see, the business owners that they see on TV.
You said 2 things that are important. So one is, and again, this is from research, so this is not just my opinion. This comes from 2024 data. People hold TV stations to a higher standard. They actually say, out of all the media out there, I trust TV stations more. You also said that they trust it more than social media, which is true. Social media is really down on the bottom of the list in terms of trust. You also made a point about broadcast stations' content being repurposed on social media. So I believe you should be in social media because people do use it religiously, right? And the trust factor comes in how you use it. If you partner with a local TV station because they're held to a higher standard in the minds of today's consumers, whether they see your content on air, traditionally we call that linear viewing, or streaming, most people don't realize where the content comes from. The same thing with social media. If you're watching that content on social media, it's probably coming from a local TV station, which people are, that's what they gravitate to because that's what they trust when things matter. So for a local business owner, when given the choice, you can be anywhere you want in the community. Where do you want to be? Do you want to be under the pillars of a local TV station that's held to a higher standard, and you can get maybe some of that instant level of legitimacy just by partnering with them? Or do you want to figure it out on your own and go to social media, spend all your money there, and try and get people to trust you an environment that number one, was never made for advertising in the first place, and number two, people's trust factor is so low. It's just not the best place for you to kind of put all your eggs into that basket. That's all.
That credibility translates into trust, and trust is the foundation of customer loyalty. Here's evidence studies from Nielsen showing that traditional media, especially television, remains one of the most trusted sources of information for consumers. Consider this. A study in 2018 by the Pew Research Center found that 71% of consumers considered TV their most trusted source for news and information. So when your brand is featured on TV and you're tapping into that trust and leveraging the platform's credibility, you are enhancing your own trust and credibility. Media puts you in front of audiences you could never reach on your own. I want to repeat the study I shared with you in the beginning of this webinar. A recent study by the Content Marketing Institute found that experts who combine strategic content creation with media appearances see a 287% increase in lead quality and a 143% boost in conversion rates. But here's the kicker. Only 2% of entrepreneurs are using this powerful combination effectively. So as you think about your media strategy, don't see TV appearances and digital video as separate entities. They're two sides of the same coin. And when used together, they can propel your brand to new heights. Let's look at a case study. This is an interesting one and one I think most of you are aware of. Morgan & Morgan. They started off small in a competitive market. When Morgan & Morgan was first established, they faced the same challenges as many small businesses. To compete and grow, the firm needed to differentiate itself from competitors and connect directly with potential clients. Morgan & Morgan embraced a long-term strategy of TV advertising and media exposure to build their brand. The firm invested in featuring John Morgan himself on television, delivering a clear and relatable message for the people. They also had a diverse media strategy. Morgan & Morgan extended their presence to radio, digital platforms, and social media, ensuring their brand was visible across multiple channels. As the firm expanded, they scaled these campaigns to reach a broader national audience. The results? Unprecedented growth. Morgan & Morgan expanded from a single office in Orlando to over 800 attorneys and 100 plus offices nationwide. Morgan & Morgan's journey from a small law firm to the largest personal injury firm in the United States is a testament to the power of media exposure. By investing in consistent, impactful messaging and leveraging the combination of television and digital media. The Morgan & Morgan case study features a big name and a budget that you may not have, and it can feel a little daunting to compare yourself to them. But here's the thing, we all have to start somewhere. My personal story, when I started off as a celebrity makeup artist and beauty expert, I was working hard behind the scenes. I had the dream of doing more and sharing my message with a wider audience. And so I took that leap. I began leveraging media opportunities a little bit at a time, starting with small appearances and gradually building my presence. The platform that I use to catapult my brand and become a best-selling author, speaker, podcaster, TV personality, sponsored by major brands, was television. And then my social media following came from me being on TV. People would see me on TV and they'd follow me. The thing that I feel is so important with television, the storytelling aspect of it. You're able to share with a talk show host or a newscaster for 2 to 3 minutes your story and what sets you apart from other brands.
I was just at the ANA, which is the ANA, the Association of National Advertisers, big event, big time event. And Mark Pritchard from Procter & Gamble, who's the longtime CMO, spoke. And he's a smart dude. A lot of the other keynote speakers talked about the exact same thing. It's about storytelling, guys. It's about telling your brand story, right? And he said the best way to tell your brand story is in video. We have other competition that uses video to tell stories, but still, it is the best way to deliver anybody's KPI, their key performance indicators, any of their goals, is through video, through storytelling. And still today, where broadcast television has the advantage, though we may have competition in video and storytelling, the distribution of that story, that distribution linearly, the traditional way, that big screen on the wall, that tradition, the new way of delivering that, whether it's be streaming or in social media like you talked about, or online on podcasts and things of that nature. So local TV stations are contributing content on every one of those new and traditional platforms.
What makes all of these stories I'm sharing with you so powerful isn't the fame or the success, it's the strategy behind it. We leveraged media, both traditional and digital, to elevate our brands and connect with our audiences in meaningful ways. And you can do the same. But I do want to speak to something before we move any further. If you're feeling, as I'm sharing these ideas with you, like, oh, getting nervous, fearful, thinking, yeah, but I don't want to be on TV. I don't want to be in the media. I would like you to think about what that fear is and what's holding you back. And what are your what ifs? Like, what if I fail? What if I look stupid? What if I'm not good enough? Let's talk about the fear that might be holding you back from taking that leap. Because you might think, I'm not good enough, or what if people don't respond well to my message? These fears are completely understandable, but they're also what keeps so many incredible people from reaching their full potential. Imagine though, if instead of feeling anxious about reaching out to potential clients, they came to you, already warmed up, already convinced of your authority and eager to work with you. This isn't just a dream, it's the reality that comes with the media magnet effect. And people like me who can coach you so you don't feel worried or fearful about stepping into the spotlight.
Hi, my name is Lindsay Marino. I'm a psychic medium, mentor, and podcast host. I am so grateful that I got to work with Michelle. Michelle made what could have been a very complicated and scary process a very easy one and something that was very enjoyable. She not only helped me with my pitch, but she also helped me get very, very clear and organized before I went on air. So I knew exactly what I was saying. So there were easy transitions throughout the process of the interview. She actually helped me gather all the thoughts that I had written down and really organize it in a way to pitch to the news station at the perfect time, making sure that it was aligned for the month that I wanted to speak on. And she also helped me really tailor my interview in a way that would be easy and that would be bulleted into key points that I would remember when I was in the hot seat and going through the interview. She also answered all of my questions that I had about what colors to wear and not to wear on television, what cameras to look at before I went on air. And I'm so grateful for Michelle. The other thing that was so important is Michelle is connected to so many different people and she's so personable. So people want to help her. And she took my pitch and forwarded it to some contacts that she had at a local news station. It really got me in the door and it was immediate. If you have the opportunity to work with Michelle, do not wait. Jump on it while you can. She's absolutely amazing, so knowledgeable in her field, and is a true expert to help you get exactly what you need when it comes to getting in the media.
Visibility is a game changer. But here's the thing, it's only the first step. Because you can have all the media appearances, social media followers, and online views in the world, but if you're not converting that visibility into paying clients and consistent revenue, you're leaving massive opportunities on the table. And that's why I want to introduce you to a proven system to bridge that gap between being seen and being profitable. It's called mapping your client's journey, a simple process to take your audience from viewers to loyal paying clients. Let's break it down together. First, you need to attract your ideal audience. This is where your visibility efforts, the media appearances, your social media posts, your webinars, your blog articles, YouTube videos, whatever you've got going on, you want them to work for you. I come across so many clients that are sharing with me that they've got all this visibility, but they're not making any money. So it's super important that you're not only reaching people, you want to reach the right people, right? And You also want to reach the ones who resonate with your message and are looking for the solution that you offer. So think of it as your invitation to connect. Maybe it's a compelling social media post or an eye-catching freebie or a value-packed blog. Your goal here is to grab their attention and get them to lean in and say, this is exactly what I've been looking for. If I'm on television and I'm talking about glowing skin tips, and then the host just says, well, thank you very much, everyone. You can go to Michelle's website at michellephillips.com. Well, that's fabulous. All these people are seeing my website, but are they doing anything when they get there? Do I have their information when they get there? No. So what I do prior to my TV appearances is I create a free opt-in. Anything you can give them for free to educate them. But in order for them to get this freebie, they have to opt in with their email address. Because the important thing here is that we are converting this audience into people that are going to be closer to us and are building our email list. So I have thousands of people on my email list. The best way to reach the people that are following me is to send them an email, educating them once a week, nurturing them on the tips that I give, bringing them closer and closer and learning more and more about me, whether it be a really cool blog post, whether it be a video I created, whether it be a TV appearance I have, or maybe it's an article I wrote for an online magazine publication. Maybe it's a podcast that I was just on or my own podcast, right? So I'm constantly sharing information, but every once in a while, I can do a call to action and say, hey, here's some services I offer. Here's some ways I can help you. If you don't have and you're not building an email list, you're missing out on a huge opportunity to earn a lot more revenue. A lot of people think, oh yeah, they'll just go to my website. People are not just searching the web looking for someone that maybe have our particular businesses. They are getting to know us through social media or the media. And so when they do that, we need a way to bring them to us so we own those emails. That is your storefront. These are your customers, because social media can go away. Look at what just happened to TikTok recently, where they've, threatened to take TikTok completely away. People could just start next month, people could say, oh, Instagram's not the thing anymore. Now we're all going to go over to this other social media platform, or maybe Facebook is out. You do not want to put all of your efforts into your social media. And then from there, how are you creating a nurturing system to really draw people even closer to you and entice them to buy? How are you showing up for your audience? How are you answering their questions? How are you solving their problems and offering value before you even ask for this sale? Think of it like dating. You wouldn't propose on the first date, right? You'd build a relationship first. Engagement is about creating that trust and connection continuously and converting them. How will you turn that audience into clients? This system works because it focuses on building trust and relationships every step of the way. Each stage, attract, engage, convert, is designed to create a seamless experience that takes your audience from curious onlookers to lifelong clients. And here's the best part. When you have the system in place, your business becomes more predictable and scalable. You're no longer relying on sporadic sales or hoping people will stumble across your website or your services. You're creating a repeatable process that grows your revenue and impact consistently. So let me ask you, are you ready to stop blending in and to start standing out? Here's what others have to say about the media magnet formula. These are real stories from entrepreneurs who have transformed their businesses by implementing this system. Their success is proof that with the right system, you can achieve incredible results. And I feel completely and utterly blessed and honored to have had these amazing clients in my life. So here's what I offer for your next steps. Download the workbook if you haven't already, and start taking the steps we've outlined today. If you'd like to book a free consultation with me, just click on the link in the chat or the link below. It will take you right to my calendar to book directly, or you're welcome to email me, michelle@michellephillips.com. From there, just send me an email saying that you want to schedule an appointment. I would love to meet with you to see if there's a way that we can work together to unleash your brand's full potential. Or I maybe can offer you some ideas for you to implement in your media and marketing strategy. And that is the end of my presentation. I would love to answer your questions. If you can put them in the chat, then I think, Sheila, you said you were going to read them to me, or I can read them.
Yes, at the moment, nobody has put any questions in there. So let me ask a question then.
Yeah.
Assuming people do download the workbook, what's the best way for them to use that?
The workbook will really help you hone in on your messaging, visibility, and the entire steps that I shared, the 3 steps to attract, engage, and then convert. So it will give you prompts that you can use to kind of do a deep dive on your business to help you hone in on that messaging, first of all, and then with your visibility, where do you want to gain visibility? I think a lot of times when I'm talking about media and television and publications, you know, people don't understand how that can tie into their business, and they're not sure that that would be something that would, like I said during the presentation, that they might be comfortable doing, because not everybody wants to be on TV, and that's okay. You can look at other forms of media to promote your business, such as, you know, contributing to online publications that are in alignment with the type of business that you have. You could be on different podcasts, or you could, you know, even start your own. It's really, there's so many different forms of media that you can use to bring more clients to you. And I think that's the challenge today, is a lot of businesses that I'm working with are coming to me saying, okay, I've got a good clientele base, but how do I get new clients? And how do I continuously bring in those clients? And a lot of brands that I'm working with, or entrepreneurs or business owners, they're investing in Google Ads, they're investing in SEO for their website. And instead, the content creation is more powerful to attract people to you, that it really does help increase your SEO organically. So you're not spending that money in those places necessarily that maybe aren't bringing you much. For example, a doctor that I'm working with, he's been investing in Google Ads forever and SEO. And he's just said, it's like crickets. I'm not bringing anybody in. So he started creating content, and that content started going out regularly, whether it be his blog or on social media, LinkedIn, you know, YouTube. And then he used that content to share with like a local morning talk show. And they wanted to interview him. And if he wasn't comfortable, then someone in his practice. And so it really goes hand in hand, and it's about strategically thinking about how to gain more visibility. And then when you get that visibility, how are you going to bring those people to you? And how are you going to convert them into paid clients? And so that workbook will take you through the steps to really kind of figure that out for yourself.
Okay, you have definitely primed the pump. There are some questions in the chat
Good.
now.
Yeah, because I think a lot of times there's so much I could offer, but you know, I don't want to take up an hour and a half of everybody's time tonight.
Okay, so let's start with the first one. What are your best tips for getting a guest spot on a TV show? Does it require building a large number of followers first? If so, how many followers do you need to generate media interest?
No, that's a very good question. You do not need a lot of followers on social to be a guest on a TV show. Primarily, you really want to have your website, something that shows your expertise. And then from there, when I'm working with people, I say, okay, let's just say you have a company that, let me just trying to think of something. I just had a skincare company come to me today. So they wanted to get on television. So we talked about, okay, what are the tips that you want to share with viewers? What are some things that you can help educate them with? Is it dry skin during the winter time? If you're an attorney, let's just say you want to, and you're a real estate attorney, you could say, okay, right now we're in the prime season here in Florida to sell real estate. What are the things that people want to do to get ready to sell their home? These are things like, think about like when you're watching talk shows, they're not pitching their businesses, they're sharing their information and helping to educate viewers. So I help people kind of brainstorm the topics, or what I tell people to do initially when we work together, get out a bunch of Post-it notes and write a bunch of topics and then just put them on the wall and then say, okay, under those topics, what are the 3 main key points that I would make? Okay. And then from there, you've got a segment, and then you send that pitch idea to a producer at the TV station and say, hi, I'm Michelle, and this is what I do for a living. And I would love to be a guest on your show, sharing these tips. And these are the 3 key points that I would like to, get across to your audience. And here's my website, here's my bio, and boom. A lot of times they'll book you. And if not, then, you can go through, like I help people get on television because I have so many contacts, or a PR firm or a publicist. But a lot of times you can do that on your own. You don't have to pay big money. They're always looking for content. And if you're nervous about being on TV, it's really easier than you think, because you're just talking to the host. You're not looking at the cameras. They're just asking you questions. And so it's great, because once you do that, then you have that as seen on ABC or CBS or Fox or whatever it is on your website. And so when people go to your website and they see that you've been featured on television, and you can put that TV segment on your website, you can put it on your social, you can put it on YouTube, you can put it in your blog, your emails, your credibility just increased. It really is a game changer.
I will confirm what you just said about it's really about having a conversation. I was a number of years ago in Virginia. I was actually a guest on a local cable station talking about BPW, and it was just a one-on-one conversation, and I could talk for hours on BPW. So that was very easy to do. You
Yeah.
mentioned lawyers. One person asked, have you worked with law firms, because they know that there are some restrictions regarding self-promotion?
Absolutely. In fact, Jennifer Belts from, well, her family, Belts and Ruth, and then Belts and Belts is now her law firm. She and I have worked together, and you have to be careful about what you claim. There's FCC regulations, and I know there's different legalities with law firms, with financial companies. And so we always make sure that we investigate what those legal issues are that we can't talk about on TV or in content. However, with law, there's so many different ideas that you can share to help protect people without getting too technical. You can get very general with television. Now, if you're creating your own content, definitely we go through the legal ramifications of, what you can and cannot do, but you can create content that's very compelling. And also testimonials are key in those types of businesses, because you want client testimonials. Those are the things like in the medical profession, legal, even the financial, those are really big to have those testimonials. And you can have those on TV. If you're paying for, a lot of times you can pay to be on a morning talk show also, and they'll run different testimonials and videos for you too.
This is a question that resonated with me. What media strategies or tactics do you recommend for entrepreneurs who are natural introverts and not comfortable in making themselves the focus of their brand?
That would be me. I'm actually an introvert. It's funny because now I've had to get comfortable on TV. What I offer training, but I also, if you don't want to go through training and you're an introvert and you want to give it a whirl to be on camera, first start by just turning on your phone and talking to your phone and just get comfortable just talking, like, and just watch it back and see your body language, your mannerisms, how you talk. And then you can say, oh, okay, maybe let me improve on a few of these things. And then maybe role play with someone else to be the host, pretend that they're interviewing you. And then once you do get on camera, this is what I was taught in the beginning, because I used to go throw up before I was on camera. I mean, I was just a mess because I started off at a CBS TV station. They asked me to be on TV and I had no desire, zero. And then I did it. But they said, just talk to the camera or to the host, like you talk to your mom or your best friend or your, whoever you're close with. It seems very intimidating, but I think what happens is we get in our heads as opposed to just talking from our hearts. And when you share what's in your heart, people connect to you and you'll soon realize that it's not exactly what you say that matters. It's how you make people feel. When you make people feel comfortable because you're comfortable with what you're talking about, you may not be comfortable on camera, but you're comfortable with what you know. That's what makes it a lot easier.
One other question is, what are your thoughts about being on radio versus television?
I think television is going to give you a broader reach. For example, if I have I had 2 segments last week, one on ABC, one on CBS. They get picked up by Yahoo, they get picked up by Google. They're on their social media channels as well as mine, so you get a bigger reach. But start off on podcasts. If there's a podcast out there that you like, or someone that has a podcast, podcasting is very, very good as well. And radio, radio is not as effective anymore as podcasting is more effective. I would definitely go podcast. And then you get that audio for yourself that you can share, because the whole purpose is whatever content you're getting from television or podcasting, or even contributing to an online publication. For example, I'm writing an article for Marie Claire, or maybe it's, if you're an attorney and you're writing for a online law publication, whatever that is, sharing that in your emails, with your email list, on your blog, on your social. It's repurposing all that content. That is what's going to help increase your visibility, not just the radio or TV or publication.
How does one go about finding out what podcasts are available?
I would Google podcasts in your niche. So just the top 20 podcasts in, let's just say, if you're in the beauty industry and you have a salon, something like that. Or go to Facebook and just put in the word podcast, and you'll find a lot of different podcast Facebook groups. And most of those Facebook groups will have podcasts. The podcast, they'll have lots of different people who are podcasters who are looking for guests. I see that all the time. That's very good. Or even a women's business group like you all have. There may be someone in this group or several that have podcasts that may want to have you on. It's
Okay,
collaboration too, so in really going online and finding other people to collaborate with.
The last thing I wanted to ask is, you were going to put something in the chat and I
Yes.
didn't catch it fast enough to be able to enter it in the chat for
Thank you for reminding me. I'm going to put my direct link to my calendar. Let's see here. So that way, if anyone wants a free consultation, I'm happy to spend time with you just talking about your particular business and how anything that I shared with you today may be helpful for you. Or if it, sometimes I even have people just come to me for messaging and looking at, websites, social media, what they're doing with their messaging and content creation. So I'm happy to share, anything I can with you all. So feel free to click on that link and it'll take you straight to my calendar, or you can email me, michelle@michellephillips.com.
Michelle, I want to thank you very much for spending this evening with us and giving us ideas on how to market one's brand. And for everybody who is currently viewing or viewing later, we will be posting a video of this evening onto our website. It'll actually be on YouTube, but if you just go to our website, it'll be there, I would say, by next week, because that gives our business manager time to do the appropriate editing and cutting out the beginning part of it when we started recording very early. So,
Well,
and if
you.
anybody's interested in knowing more about BPW, our website is bpwfl.org. Please check us out, and thank you all for joining us.
Thank you, Sheila, and thank you, all of you at the BPW. It's been such an honor to be here today, and I'm grateful for your time. And please feel free to reach out with any questions. I'm happy to support all of you. I'm all about women supporting women, big time. And I said I got chills, Sheila, with you introducing me because it's so sweet. I really, really am grateful. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night, ladies.
Bye.